Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome back to the Cricket Happening Show as promised. This on a Sunday, your host Ram, welcoming you all to this Cricket Happening Show. Well, on this Cricket Happening Show, as I promised you, we were talking about the second T20 match that was happening. And yes, India has put it across the Aussies and have the T20 series. As you know, it's a three-match T20 series. So India will have an opportunity probably to go for a clean sweep of the T20 series against the Aussies, or probably they might experiment with a few new guys thrust into the limelight. But nevertheless, actually beaten the Aussies, and India have won the T20 series right now with two consecutive wins. So we're talking about this game, but one thing that I have to say, if you look at the team composition, it was even Stevens. As you know, the Aussies were without David Warner. They didn't have our own Finch. His bowling attack was missing. There's no Mitchell Stark, Pat Cummins, or Josh Hazlewood. As you know, they form the fulcrum of the Aussie pace attack. They were not available. India had its own problems. India rested Bumrah. There's no Rohit Sharma, and also everything evens. So definitely, this credit will definitely go to India for putting it across the Aussies. So let's have a look at what happened. So this match was being played at the SCG. Just before I go there, let me tell you what I have in store for you on this particular cricket show. First, I'll be talking about India's win in the T20 series. Then look at New Zealand winning the first test against the West Indies at Seddon Park in Hamilton, giving them an innings defeat. And then we also look at the Australia A match, which is happening against India A, where Ajinkya Rahane, who would be the captaining Indian team in the test matches when Virat Kohli will be departing to, and he actually has started off the tour with a century, and that is really, really great news, refreshing news as far as India is concerned. So, but let's get on first. We go to Sydney, the second T20 at the SCG. So Australia were the ones who actually batted first. Now, this was very interesting. The Indians were the ones who actually won the toss. For me, it was a but nevertheless, Virat Kohli knew what he was doing, and he inserted the Aussies into bat. Now, the Aussies, as I said, they were also crippled. Aaron Finch was not the captain. The captain of the team was Matthew Wade, and Matthew Wade was the one who was opening the innings. And what an electric start from Matthew Wade. What a partnership. DRC shot and Matthew Wade opening the innings. And Matthew Wade really going on a full-scale attack against the Indian bowlers. Deepak Chahar, normally, as you know, Deepak Chahar gets some swing, but this time we could not see Deepak Chahar getting any swing. And as you know, Indian pace attack was also like it was a sort of a cripple, no doubt about it. Washington Sundar, who bowled very well in the first T20, struggled. He was not able to get his line right, with Matthew Wade really hitting boundaries of him. Shardul Thakur, but the man who put the brakes, and also man who got the breakthrough, was none other than this man. And I've been always telling now one thing, that t.natarajan should be in the T20 World Cup for India. He's a certainty for the T20 World Cup. And for me, Natarajan today, what he did, I was a bit, I don't know what my dear fans, followers on this cricket happenings things, but I, for a fact, even though Hardik Pandya did not to get the man of the match award, my man have been T. Natarajan. 4 overs, no maiden, 20 runs and 2 wickets, and he was the one who gave them the breakthrough when he actually went and picked up the wicket of DRC shot for just 9 runs. But Matthew Wade, as I said, was just it was like he was just throwing the bat at the ball, and he was hitting the ball with a fierce power. And that was what was, you look at his innings. His innings was something which was out of the screws, basically. 58 of 32 deliveries, which included 10 fours and 1 6. So 46 coming of the 58, coming only in boundaries and sixes. And Matthew Wade was going like an absolute train, one could call. And what a pity that Matthew Wade actually had given a catch to Kohli. Kohli actually juggled with it, dropped the catch, And in the process, Matthew Wade probably wanting a single or probably walking off as if the catch would have been, because this was definitely a dolly of a catch to Virat Kohli, and probably Matthew Wade was thinking the Kohli is going to catch it, but probably he was absolutely sure that the catch would have been taken, and he was just strolling, I suppose. And then finally he saw that Kohli dropped, and then but Kohli showing great presence of mind threw the ball at KL Rahul, and it was the end of Matthew Wade. So, but let me tell you, that was the turning point, according to me, because this Australian innings had gone on to an electric start with the captain Matthew Wade leading from the front, and I'm sure they would have even hit 225 in case Matthew Wade would have stayed. But nevertheless, Matthew Wade was gone, run out for 58 of 32 deliveries, and at the other end, Natarajan giving them the breakthrough by picking up the wicket of short. And then Natarajan, as I said, is someone who is there for India's future as far as T20 cricket is concerned. Because the reason is that he is not only a Yorker specialist, he has a lot of variations. He can bowl the slower delivery with the same bowling action. He foxed Stephen Smith by bowling a delivery down the leg side, and Stephen Smith was absolutely taken aback by the slowness of the ball. And as you know, he's having a lot of variations, no doubt about it. And I'm sure Natarajan is going to pick up a lot during the coming years. And it was a real sight to watch Natarajan really putting a break on the Aussie scoring after Matthew Wade's departure. Maxwell, so Stephen Smith was there, and then Stephen Smith definitely played some good strokes. His contribution being 46 of 38, 3 fours and 2 sixes in that. Maxwell could not, even though he hit 2 sixes, he was a victim of the bowling of Shardul Thakur for 22. Enriquez making 26 of 18 with 1-6. And then Stoinis today coming into the match, coming lower down the order. Daniel Sams getting his first baggy green, getting his T20 debut there. And Daniel Sams definitely one good stroke for boundary of Natarajan. Daniel Sams was not out on 8 on his T20 debut. Stoinis was not out on 16 of 7. And the Aussies finished at 194 for 5 of their 20 overs. As I said, Deepak Chahar could not find any swing. Normally, he's a bowler who swings the ball both ways, but he could not find any. His 4 overs was rattled for 48 runs, especially wading into him. Washington Sundar, not the same Washington Sundar that we know of. His 4 overs cost him 35. Shardul Thakur, 4 overs, 1 for 39. Natarajan, absolutely the pick of the lot there. 4 overs, 2 for 20, amidst a score of 194. If someone is bowling 4 overs for 20 runs and picking up 2 wickets, that really says a lot about this bowler, T. Natarajan. Yuzvendra Chahal was cracked for plenty, 4 overs, 1 for 51. So that is as far as the Aussie batting was concerned. Now, it was the turn of the Indians to bat. KL Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan walked in, and they definitely gave a good example. The run rate that one had to get was 9.7, but they were going over they were absolutely over the asking rate. And that was KL Rahul hit some spanking six. One spanking six over the cover region was a treat to watch. Shikhar Dhawan, as you know, is a wonderful stroke player, and KL Rahul and Dhawan had already got India off to a very, very quick start, adding 56 runs for the first wicket. Before the first wicket to go was KL Rahul, who was Ty was the bowler today. Andy Ty picking up his wicket for 30 of 22 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. Shikhar Dhawan continued his merry-making run styles as he made 52 of 36, 4 fours and 2 sixes included in that. Zappa was the one who picked him up as sweeps and caught him at the fence. Virat Kohli and Samson. So Virat Kohli hit some brilliant sixes. In fact, there was a lot of power, a lot of timing, and one of the shot to me was a really shot of the day with Virat Kohli shuffling onto the off stump and putting the bowler over the pickets into the stands for a 6. Kohli's contribution being 40 of 24, 2 fours and 2 sixes, and Sanju Samson making 15 of 10 deliveries, 1 4 and 1 6, and also Samson, the 6 that he hit was absolutely raw power. And after that was the time the score was when Sanju Samson departed. The score read 120 for 3. When Virat Kohli departed, it was 149. but still some work to do. But enter the man with in the 17th over. So 16.1 overs when Virat Kohli departed the scene, and they definitely had another legal, I would say, 25 balls still to go, 23 balls to be precise to go, and Pandya and Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer did a good job as well, giving Pandya the company that was needed, and Pandya cracked it. As you know, Pandya is someone who's definitely a danger man for the Aussies there. And what a shot! I mean, he would have made one of the scoop shots that he played today. Would have made AB de Villiers really proud. What a shot that was! I mean, Hardik Pandya. Normally, you don't see Hardik Pandya getting onto the scoop shot, but today there was one wonderful scoop, the Dil scoop as we call it, was played by Hardik Pandya. But Pandya was there. He was the man of the match. Not out 42 of 22 deliveries, 3 fours and 2 sixes. Game over. India winning the T20 series 2-0, 195 for 4. They finished it with 2 balls to spare thanks to Hardik Pandya. And the bowling, as I said, Daniel Sams got, on his first T20 debut, even though he got the first wicket, I think it was the wicket that he got was of Virat Kohli. So that was a prize wicket, no doubt about it. He will cherish it for a long time on his T20 debut. 3.4 overs, no maiden, none for 41 for Daniel Sams. And also Hardik Pandya hitting a massive 6 to bring up the winning hit for India when India won the match with the bowling of Daniel Sams. Sean Arbor, 2 overs, none for 17. Andy Tye, 4 overs, 147. Glenn Maxwell, 1 over, was carted for 19. Sweepson, I thought was impressive. Sweepson continues to impress, no doubt about it. 4 overs, no maiden, none for 25. Enriquez, none for 9. Zampa, 1 for 36. Hardik Pandya winning the man of the match award. And as I said, I had a feeling, dear friends and subscribers, that even Hardik Pandya himself mentioned that he was a bit surprised that he got the man of the match award and not t.natarajan. Under the circumstances, I think t.natarajan would have been my man of the match because it is simply not easy. 4 overs and you bowl 2 for 20. It's splendid bowling. To me, I don't know. I'm nobody here, but as far as I think the decision really didn't seem to be very right, according to me. I thought it should have been t.natarajan who should have got the man of the match award. Nevertheless, what a bowler India has unveiled. I mean, India is blessed now to have Natarajan, because any bowler, as I already have been making this statement time and again, bowling 6 Yorkers in a single over, he's someone to be very seriously looked at. And India doing that right away. I'm very happy to see that. And as I see, this man would be the key for India. Those 4 overs that Natarajan will bowl in the T20 World Cup, to me, would be the key. And I would be really surprised if Natarajan does not find a place in the Indian team in the T20 World Cup. To me, is a certainty now. Right. Now, the next news that I'm going to talk about, we are talking about the New Zealand and also the third final T20, which is coming up, which is the match of formality. That is coming up on Tuesday, I reckon, the final T20, and nevertheless, it still would hold a lot of interest. Now, let's have a look at the New Zealand versus West Indies. Yesterday, as you know, Alzarri Joseph and Jermaine Blackwood were pounding the frustration for the New Zealanders as they were really taking the score along. In fact, they put a 150 runs partnership for the 7th wicket, and I'm told that was the highest ever partnership for the 7th wicket by West Indies against New Zealand. And also, Jermaine Blackwood went on to make his second test run, 104, 11 fours and 2 sixes, and Alzarri Joseph making 86. I mean, he's maiden 50 as well, but Alzarri Joseph, I thought he got a bit impetuous, I would say, because he was trying to flash at every ball, probably wanting to get to his century as quickly as possible. But I thought he could have really observed some restraint, but it was not to be. But nevertheless, Alzarri Joseph is now also, as someone who one can definitely understand that Alzarri Joseph, I mean, against this potent bowling attack, if you can make 86 with 9 fours and 3 sixes in counter-attacking style, it really means a lot to West Indies. And I think Alzarri Joseph can definitely be developed into a very, very good all-rounder now. Kemar Roche is out for Not Gabriel, and then it was all over. As I said, West Indies definitely were handicapped by Shane Dowditch not being able to take the batting card. Could not even, did not bat in both the innings, and that was a real big blow because I thought Shane Dowdge is someone who's a very compact bat and he can really lend some good stability to the West Indies batting lineup. Nevertheless, it was all over. New Zealand won by the innings and 134 runs. So there are only two. It's only a two-test series, as we all know. So West Indies would probably get an opportunity to square the series in the second Test match. The bowling, Neil Wagner was on the money yesterday. He had 4 for 66, 2 wickets to Jamieson, 1 wicket apiece to Saudi, Bolt, and Daryl Mitchell. So that was and I think West Indies have the positives that West Indies will take from this match, even though they lost the match, to me would be the fact that they have Blackwood getting a test done, Alzari Joseph getting to his maiden 50 and showing that he has some good batting capabilities. The top order needs to really fire for the West Indies. The bowling, I wouldn't really fault them. The bowling was good, but I thought the batting was much better as far as the New Zealanders were concerned, especially Kane Williamson, who was not giving them any chances whatsoever. So definitely for New Zealand, they have a lot to look forward to. Everybody, Will Young probably on his debut did not do well, but he would be hoping that in the second Test match, when he gets his chance, he really shows what he is. And Kyle Jamieson, as I said, is developing into a very good all-rounder as well. And Kane Williamson was a capital innings of 251, and he was the man of the match. So that is as far as that particular match is concerned. Now I take you down to Australia once again. We're going to Drumyon Oval in the Sydney, and this was a match which was played between India and Australia A. It was the first day's play, and the Indians were really struggling. In fact, this is a match where eyes will be on all the India hopefuls who would be probably, it was a sort of an audition for the pink ball test which is coming up between India and Australia, and not a good start at all. The openers were into the hut pretty soon. Pattinson getting Prithvi Shaw's wicket for naught, and both the openers were into the pavilion for ducks. Shubman Gill was a victim of the bowling of Nesser. Nesser, I thought, was ball. And looking at Michael Nesser, who has been doing very well in the Australian domestic circuit, it's not only his bowling, it's also his batting is something. He has scored his first century as well. And Nesser, looking at the way he has a lot of aggression in him when he runs in very briskly to the briskly to bowl, and I think there's a lot of potential in this guy, Michael Nesser. I would be surprised that he gets a spot in the Australian team in the future. So Prithvi Shaw, Shubman Gill were out for naught, and then Hanuma Vihari, who had no batting practice. As you know, Hanuma Vihari and Cheteshwar Pujara had no batting practice, and Hanuma Vihari was a victim of the bowling of Jackson Bird for 15. It was LBW, and after that, it was very tight situation for the India A team. They were 40 for 3 at one stage, and someone had to stem the tide. It came in the form of the Indian captain, Ajinkya Rahane. Now, as you know, Ajinkya Rahane, the captain, he's going to be the captain of Virat Kohli. Will be departing to India, and that after during the Test series, and Ajinkya Rahane really made a statement here as a captain of the team, as he had an unbeaten 108 at the close on day one, with 16 boundaries and 1 6. And he was into a very good, solid partnership with Cheteshwar Pujara at the other, another batsman who has not had much of batting practice, as these are the players who have not played in the IPL, as we all know. And Cheteshwar Pujara, he always proves his worth, and he gave good support with 54, with 5 boundaries. But other than that, Ridhiman Saha was out for naught. Ashwin was out for 5, Kuldeep Yadav 15, Umesh Yadav 24, and Ajinkya Rahane is still there as the Indians close the day, recovering from 40 for 3 to 237 for 8. The bowling, if you look at it, Pattinson definitely proved himself, picking up 3 wickets for 58. Nesser, as I said, looks to have a good future, 2 for 51. Jackson Bird 1 for 31, but one was really impressed, even though Cameron Green did not figure in the wickets column. What he did was that what one could see from Cameron Green's bowling, he's a very tall guy, and he hits the deck very well. He gets some extra pace because of his height, and he's able to get some uncomfortable moments for the batsman. And also the good thing is that he also has the pace to harry the batsman as well. So that is definitely a plus, and we are definitely going to see some bowling exploits from Cameron Green for sure. And as you know, he's one of those young talents touted by the Aussies. and Cameron Green, Steketee, 14 overs, 2 minutes, run for 50, and Travis at 224. So that was so today. Probably one would be seeing the Australia A batsman in action, Pukowski probably. Well, dear fans, subscribers, and as you know, the COVID cases are really affecting two places. One is the England South Africa T20 series has been affected because of the COVID. The New Zealand Pakistan Test series has been affected due to the COVID cases, and it is very unfortunate. The ODI, I'm sorry about that. The South Africa England ODI once again got cancelled, and now it also seems that tour is going to be, there's something that we have to see whether this tour is going to go ahead, England tour of South Africa. Another news that I can talk to you about is there is the team, the T20 team has been selected. Sarfraz Ahmed has come back. Sarfraz Ahmed has been brought into the T20 Pakistan squad, and they also got the all-rounder Hussein Talat into the squad, the Pakistan T20 squad to play New Zealand. Well, dear fans, subscribers, a real pleasure talking to you all on this cricket show. Absolutely, it was really good to chat with you all, and thanks for your company as always. And looking forward to your company probably next week now. But as I've already told you, as and when I find time, I'm always there with you on the cricket platform. May it be, it might not be YouTube because it takes a lot of time from me from coming from my back from my office to sit down and make the show. It becomes too late for me, unfortunately. I would love to do that, but nevertheless, you can still get hooked on to me on my Twitter page. You can also get on to my cricket website, www.cricket-status.com, and also my cricket Reddit is something which I really, really love. I thank them for all the support that the cricket Reddit team is giving me, and I'm very happy to see that the cricket Reddit is really, really loving this broadcast. I get a lot of positive responses, positive comments, which really, really motivates me to go there and give my best to the cricket Reddit team. So cricket Reddit, this is all for you, and I will be seeing you guys on live as far as Flesh and Blood is concerned on next week, probably on Saturday. But nevertheless, if I get any spare time, I will definitely try to do that. But as I said, all my other cricket platforms are open where you can come and connect with me. Thanks for your company, and this is your host Ram signing this off on a Sunday. Thank you.